Hey guys, just want to make sure that my recording is on here. Okay, welcome back to the channel. So, as I said last time, this time we were gonna do some problem on the trigonometry or geometric problem. Uh, if you haven't watched the first and the second part of the video, please watch. This math problem is, is applicable to if you're taking JAMB, YAC, NACO. That's for foreigners. And for students in the U.S., GED, ASVAB, SAT, ACT, all this math applies, and even to higher level, it does apply. So, and the year doesn't matter. Math is the same throughout the years. So let's just go straight to the problem. This is the number one problem. Yeah, it was a problem on a median and a mode. So there's a part one. Odd, which means that you only get given you get given odd numbers of odd set of number. So like these, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an odd set of numbers. So I did a part one on that, and how to find a median and a mode. Then I did a part two with an even set of number, which means that instead of 5, you get something like 6 or 8 or 10 or 12 or 4, all the even numbers. And I showed you how to get the mean and the mode and the median of that problem. So check out the part one and part two of the video if you want to see how I did that. So today we're gonna solve this problem right here, number 3. So let me highlight it real quick. This problem right here. So that being said, I'm going to switch my screen, go to a different screen so that you guys can see how I'm going to solve the problem. The question is, given a regular hexagon, calculate each interior angles of the hexagon. So that also applies that there's an exterior angles of an hexagon. So let's switch screen here. So it's a lot easier to clean. All right. So as I was saying, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna solve the hexagon problem. So first of all, I'm gonna draw it. I like this screen, it's a lot wider. I thought a split screen would be better, but I actually like this better. So we draw it. Right. So it's not going to be the best drawing of hexagon, but we're just gonna have to work with what we have here. Okay. One leg is kind of, you know what, let me do it right, because I don't want to give you guys the wrong impression how the legs are, because they are all equal leg size. So let's do that. I think this one looks, we can do better on that one. Let's do that. Alright, so let's continue from where we stop right here. Let's draw this out. I think that will give us a shorter leg. And let's draw this. Alright. You get the point. It's the same thing. So I think we can do it one more better. A little better. There you go. I should probably do it this time. Anyway, so that's an hexagon to my base drawing. He has 6 sides, hexagon, 6 sides. Hexagon has 6 sides. Equal side. And I would like to add on the interior. equal sides and angle. On the interior. I'll show you guys what I mean on the interior here real quick. Okay, so hexagon, a total interior angle of an hexagon, total interior angle is equal to 720, right? So that means that it's simple. So that means that if you do this, if you start plotting out the angles, this is the angle right here, this is the sixth angle, and these are all equal, right, in size, because this length, these legs, they're all equal. So my drawing here might make one a little longer, but they're all equal in length and everything. So if you have 720, right, interior total angle, so if you take 720 and divide it by 6, you get 120. So this means this is 120, 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 and this is 120. And if you add them up, you will get 720. So now let's switch real quick to the question so that you can see if we have it right. So the answer is C, if you can see it right there. This answer. The answer is C. 120 degrees. So now I'm going to switch back real quick because I mentioned something about the exterior angle, right? So let's just play around here a little bit. If you draw this out, right? You draw that out. You draw this out. You put these legs right here. And same thing here. You put a leg right here like this. And you put a leg right here like this. That wants to go a little too far off. So let's get an eraser here. Just use this. You pull a leg right here. Right? And you put a leg right here. Right? So just looking at this, right? Just looking at it. What do you see? Okay, if you don't see it, I'm going to plot it out for you so that you can start seeing it. If you draw this up straight, what is that? A right triangle, right? If you draw this up straight, what is that? A right triangle, right? So, even if you draw this out too, if you want to, right in the middle. Right in the middle. Right in the middle. Right in the middle. Okay. So right triangle is what? 90 degrees, right? And a half a circle, so if you do this, it's a half a circle, right? And a half a circle is what? 180. Right? So if this takes 120, what is left to make it a half circle? A 60. So do you see the interior angle of an hexagon? They're not equal in size. This one is 90, this one is 20. And that same method applies here. You give this a 90. You give this a 90. This has to be a 60 to make it a 180. You come to the same place, same process. You give this a 90. Right? You give this a 90. This has to be a 30. And this has to be a 30. Same thing here. This has to be, oh, this is 60. This is fine. And this is fine. But here it's a little tricky here. See? So you have to pay attention to this angle because this is 180, this is 120, right? So this is 120, so that means that this has to be 30, this has to be 30. So which give you 180. So you have 180 there, you have 180 here. See? It's just the way it is. So on this side too, same thing will apply. So you have to be careful, right? So you don't give them bigger number than what it is. This has to be a 30, and this has to be a 30. Because you have 30 and 30, that's 60, right? That gives you half a circle, which is 180. Same thing here, this half a circle will be 180. Here, you have 120, right? If this is a 90, if this is a 90, this has to be a 30. This has to be a 30. Because when you add them up, it should give you 180. So you see? And let me just finish one more here. So if this is a 90, this is a 90, this has to be a 30, this has to be a 30 to give you 180 and 180, right? Half a circle again. What I wanted to point out is that you notice like right here, it is a 90 right there for the exterior angle, and it's a 60, right? And if you come down here for this angle right, it's actually a 30, right? For the exterior angle. And if you add the entire exterior angle right here up, it's 120. Yet another 90 here exterior angle you have right here, which is another 30, right? So this angle changes depending on where you are. You know, like this one is a 60 up here, this is a 60 up here, right? And it should be a 60. This is a 30 up here, 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 this is a 30 up here. So the exterior angle is kind of, you know, a little bit all over the place, but you have to follow it carefully. Because if you see, I almost made a mistake right here when I just right away went for a 60, but it's not a 60. Because if you notice, if this is a 60 and this is a 60, if you add the semicircle, you're gonna get a 240 for a semicircle. That's not right. It should be a semicircle should be 180, because if this side is 180, this other side should be 180. So you gotta pay attention to that. If not, I can make that mistake. So don't rush the conclusion. But the interior angle right here, all of this is very simple. It's 120. You just have to remember it's 720 altogether in interior, and you have to, you know, of course, divide it by 6 to get the equal angle. But if they're actually for the exterior, this is technically the step you have to follow. You have to follow this step. You have to, you know, name them, write them out, so that you can know which angle they're asking you, because they're not the same angle, right? They might draw this out and say, find this angle right here, X. Right? Or they might say, find this angle right here, Y. You see, they're not the same answer, right? So you have to pay attention to that. Other than that, guys, I think that will complete this. Next time we'll solve another problem. Maybe, I'm not sure what problem we'll solve yet, but I'll look through the question. But this is how, the main thing I want to show you guys, that this is how you get your interior angle, which we already answered that question real quick here. So all right, guys, other than that, if you have any questions, just drop it below. Other than that, see you.